Hi everyone, this is Carol Keller, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Antioch, Illinois in the United States with my second of two cards using the Hydrangea Hill Suite as part of our Suite of the Month class for March of 2021. I'm so happy you're joining us today, and I will turn my camera around so that we can get started with the project. All right, time for card number 2. Just a reminder, this is the wonderful suite we're using, the Hydrangea Hill Suite, which includes the Hydrangea Haven photopolymer stamp set and the beautiful hydrangea dies. And in addition to those, the suite comes with some absolutely gorgeous designer series papers. I love the color palette. It is totally my favorite. And the other side, some beautiful designs as well. And next we have the Hydrangea Hill Mercury Glass Designer Acetate that comes in Rococo Rose and Highland Heather. This is one of the designs, and this is the other one. So you get 2 sheets of each color with each design, so 4 sheets in total. It also comes with the gorgeous grape sheer ribbon, and last but not least, the pastel pearls that come in gorgeous grape, Seaside Spray, Highland Heather, and Rococo Rose. This is the card we will be creating today. I am starting with a basic white card base that I have already cut and scored and burnished with my bone folder. I have also pre-cut my designer series paper, and basically I have cut the biggest layer to the size of the card front. The next layer is 1/4 of an inch smaller, and the third layer is 1/4 of an inch smaller than that. So if you're using metric, it would be 1/2 centimeter smaller for each of the smaller layers. And we're going to start by putting the first layer on with multi-purpose liquid glue. When it covers the whole card front, I like to use the glue so that it can be repositioned to make sure it's exactly where you would like it. And for the next layer, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And now for the next layer, I'm going to bring in that ribbon, and I'm going to cut a length that's going to go down the side and overlap just a little bit to the back. And I'm going to attach them with glue dots, or attach it with glue dots, one on each end. That will be hidden around the back. And now I have cut 3 smaller strips of the gorgeous grape ribbon, and I'm simply going to just tie them in a knot. Or not even a knot, just sort of loop them around. And then we'll attach this to the card front. And I'm going to add an extra glue dot at each end to make sure that the ribbon stays in place. If you'd like, you could also attach this first and then tie the knots. Either way works. All right, and for the next part, we're going to do some stamping. We are going to do the greeting on the inside, and we'll do that in Highland Heather. It says, "I appreciate all the little things you do." And we're also going to put one of the little flower groupings in the corners. And while we have it out, we'll do one on the front of the envelope as well. And then actually while we have this out, we're going to take a scrap of basic white. And we're going to take the fill-in stamp, one of the fill-in stamps from the set. And we're actually going to stamp off first because we want it to be a little lighter, and then stamp on our project. And then we're going to follow up with Gorgeous Grape for the other sentiment that says "You make me smile," and put that right in the middle. And for this, we're just going to fussy cut it because there's no die. So our paper snips are wonderful for this. You're just going to cut around the edge. You can choose to leave a white edge around or not. I'm choosing not to, but that is up to you. And you don't have to be very exact. And now for the next part, I have die cut in Rococo Rose the beautiful bloom, and you can see that it's got embossing and die cutting on the inside so that these little petals can be raised. So the next thing I'm going to do is raise each one of them with my fingernail to create some dimension. I'll do that off camera and then be right back. All right, and now that I have popped up a bunch of the petals, I also have die cut just a solid piece, and we are going to attach one to the other. So just make sure you know how they line up. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to pop the flower up with dimensionals, but I don't want to lose the dimension that's on the top. So I'm just going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue to put little dots throughout that I can use to attach this to that larger solid piece. Just enough that it's going to hold it in place, but I won't lose that dimension like I said. That should be good. And let's see if we can lay it back on there. And so you want to press it gently. And again, we can always pop up those petals again, but once we get them started, it makes it easier. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, like I said. And that's ready. And then I've also die cut the solid leaves, and again, both this one and this one come from this die. So I just cut out just the top part with a scrap, just the solid piece. And then the same thing for the leaves. And you can see there's the bit of the flower. We're going to cut that off in a minute. And then the other die is cut with this die. And this one I put an adhesive sheet on the back for the most part so that it's easier to lay on. So that's what we're going to do next. We're just going to pop out the little extras. And now that I've got most of them out, we're going to peel the backing off. Take your pick tool is great for that too. And then we're going to lay it on the solid piece, lining everything up. And it's easiest to go leaf by leaf. And then the third one. And then the stem. And I am going to put a little dot of glue here where there was no adhesive sheet, just to hold that down a little bit. And then we're going to cut off that little extra tip. And now both parts are ready to lay. This one I did not bump up with adhesives, but now it's ready to put on the card. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And before I put it down completely, whoops, it's sticking to me. I'm going to decide where I want that flower to go. And then position the stem and the leaves underneath it. And now our sentiment I also bumped up with dimensionals. And we'll put it right about in the corner. And then last but not least, a little bling with the pearls. And I've got my Take Your Pick tool. And in the last card I matched the colors up, and this time I'm changing it up a little bit. Whoops, need a little more putty. This tool works so well to just pick up that piece, but you've got to have the putty out. There we go. And I'm putting the gorgeous grape one in the center of the Rococo Rose flower. And then to pick up the other colors, Seaside Spray and Rococo Rose. And it draws your eye around the card. And our card is complete. I hope you like it. Thanks so much for joining us for our Suite of the Month. Sneak preview for April, our Suite of the Month will involve the Dandy Garden Suite. That you have a choice of 2 bundles, so you can buy either or both and qualify for participation in our Suite of the Month class. So contact the demonstrator who invited you. If you don't have a demonstrator, contact me and I will help you get that order set up. So again, thanks for joining us for our Suite of the Month. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.